Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankee Stadium in New York. Welcome to Group Stage of Major League Baseball's World Cup 2025. Today, we'll bring you the second matchup in Group 1. It is the 1989 A's. They'll be the home team taking on the 1965 Baltimore Orioles. We're going to be using, because I think I messed this up, we're going to be using Oakland Alameda Coliseum's baseball numbers. So this is how it will work for today. I'll change it for the next game so I don't have to get in and get out and mess this up. Right now, the numbers are going to be 1 to 5 lefty righties for singles, 1 to 8 for home runs. Defensively, the A's are considered to be the 3 seed, and the Orioles are the 5 seed. So the Orioles will never get a home game in the tournament, while the A's will host. The A's can host the Orioles, who are 4, and the Phillies, who are 5. So, and of course, the Yankees are number 1. The Mets are number 2. The Yankees had the first round off with the 6 groups of 5 teams, and that will mean top 2 in each division will get to the knockout round, plus the remaining top 4 third place teams. Let's play baseball here at the Bronx. This is going to be game 2 of group play round. In the outfield, is Ricky Henderson in left, Dave Henderson in center, Jose Canseco in right. Then it's Lansford at third, Gallego at short, Phillips at second, and McGuire at first. Behind the plate is Terry Steinbach, and on the mound is Dave Stewart, 21 and 9, 3.32 ERA. Here are your lineups for the 65 Orioles. Leading off is Luis Aparicio, then Russ Snyder in right, Brooks Robinson at third, Boog Powell at first, Paul Blair at center, Kurt Belfry in left, Jerry Adair at second, Norm Seaburn is the DH, and Charlie Lau is your catcher. Here we go. Again, we're going to play regular baseball, no extra rules to play with here. If you missed game 1, it's on the channel. Go back and watch that. That is the 1986 Mets and the 2008 Phillies. Let's start with the Hall of Famer Louis Aparicio. He'll lead off against Dave Stewart, and we're underway group stage, late night baseball. Stewart on the mound takes the sign and the pitch. This will be a deep drive to left field. That could be trouble. Back goes Henderson, makes the catch against the wall. Oof, that was close. Home run on a 1 to 8, and he got the 12. So Aparicio tried to get it out of here. Here's Russ Snyder, 270 hitter, 1 home run, 29 RBIs. Stewart looks in, gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Rush Snyder. And that would ground ball to third. Lance for the throw. Got him 2 outs. There is the Hall of Famer, Brooks Robinson, 297, 18 home runs, 80 RBIs. Right handed hitter. Stewart looks in, gets the sign and the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball to second. Phillips with the play. Got him, retires aside. Baltimore goes down in a hurry. 3 up, 3 down. It's Baltimore nothing. And here come the Oakland Athletics. So we're in the bottom of the second inning. And now it will be Ricky Henderson leading off. 274 hitter, 12 home runs, 57 RBIs. Kind of interested at the card here for Ricky. 1989. Yep. All right. And that's 90 I won actually, but they didn't win it in 90. So here's Ricky. He came over in the trade this season. So Milt Pappas on the mound for the Orioles, 13 and 9, 2.61 ERA, 192 hits, 220 wins. Favors righty. It's Belfry, Blair, and Snyder, followed by Robinson, Aparicio, Adair, and Powell. Is behind the plate, and Pappas is your pitcher. So here's Ricky. He'll lead off. Bottom of the first. Pappas with a big kick and pitch to Henderson. 2-7 base hit center field. So Henderson is on. I will continue to play as the home team, or at least the Yankees, in this first round. So let's see if Ricky wants to run. He's got some numbers, and he doesn't, but he has a 60% to go to second. He'll stay there. Here's Tony Phillips. Phillips, 262 hitter, 4 home runs, 47 RBIs. Pappas from the stretch. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a walk. So the A's got 2 on. They are famous for getting guys on base. And now it's time for Jose Canseco. That's why maybe he was initially in the lineup. He only had 227 at bats in 89, nine doubles, a triple, 17 home runs, 57 RBIs, hitting 269, coming off his 30 in 1988. So Canseco here, two on. Pappas from the stretch and the pitch. That's going to be a base hit. No line drive caught. And now here is the Cobra. Rest in peace. New Hall of Famer Dave Parker, 264, two home runs, 97 RBIs. This is someone they really needed in the lineup. Pappas from the stretch, two on and one out, pitched to Parker, and Parker struck him out, two outs, and brings up Monster Mac. 231 hitter, 33 home runs, 95 RBIs. So two on and two out for Mark. Pappas from the stretch and the pitch, and that's going to be a pass. That's going to be a wild pitch. Henderson the third, Phillips the second, second and third, two outs. Let's see what they do to McGuire. Steinbach is on deck. Pappas from the stretch and the pitch. That will be a ground ball to third, picked up by Robinson. Picks it up, throws him out, and the A's go down the first. No score. We head to the top of the second between the Orioles and A's. Again, this is group stage for this group stage, the World Cup 2025. The five teams that make up Group 1 are the Yankees at the 1 seed, the Mets at the 2 seed. Yankees 98 make up the 1 seed, the 86 Mets make up the 2 seed. The 3 seed are the A's you're watching, the 4 seed is the Orioles, and the 5th seed is the Phillies 2008. These teams were done randomly. That was my last video I did, as all 30 teams were put inside the 6 brackets. Let's go ahead and get back to baseball as Boog Powell comes up, a younger Boog, 248, 17 homers, 72 RBIs. Stewart with the windup and pitch to Boog. And Boog hits a drive to right center field. Trouble. Canseco with the catch. One away. Good job by Canseco to run it down. Here is Paul Blair, young center fielder, 234, 5 home runs, 25 RBIs. Stewart with the windup and pitch to Blair. And that will be a fly ball to left. Henderson's there, makes the catch, and there's two outs. Here's Kurt Belfry, 260 hitter, 22 homers, 70 RBIs. Wow, probably should be up in that lineup a little more with the power he has. Belfry steps up, left-handed hitter. Stewart looks in, and the windup to Belfry. And that's going to be a walk. So Belfry's on with two outs. Here is Jerry Adair, 259 hitter, 7 home runs, 66 RBIs. Stewart from the stretch, run first and two out. The pitch to Adair. That will be a line drive. No, it's caught by the shortstop. End of the inning. We go to the bottom of the second. Baltimore nothing and the A's nothing. So again, we'll take a look at things, make sure we are set up correctly here. Again, if you come in, watch the video, please like, please subscribe. We're going to try to see if we can play this one. I had an inkling I wanted to work. Thought it would be a really good idea. So we're going to go. We're going to do this. I think you can have a lot of fun, a lot of matchups, and then you get to the all-important knockout for elimination. Will be fun. So Steinbach hitter, 273, 7 homers, 42 ribbies. Pappas with the windup and pitch to Steinbach. This will be a ground ball to second, picked up by Adair. Easy play, throws him out one away. And here is Dave Henderson, 250 hitter, 15 home runs, 60 runs batted in. Lau puts down the sign. Pappas with the windup and the pitch. This will be struck him out, two outs. And here's Lansford, probably one of the better hitters on this team. Hit 336, 2 home runs, 52 RBIs. Really slaughters left-handed pitching. Pappas with the windup. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball to third. Robinson's got it, throws him out. The human vacuum cleaner retires aside. We head to the top of the third. It's Baltimore nothing and Oakland nothing. Again, these are group stage. Top two in each division will make of the top 6 teams. And then the best remaining third place team, 4 remaining third place teams to make it a round of 16. So my guess is you'll probably get the remaining third place teams will be playing the top 4 seeds when we go forward and knockout would be the guess we'll probably do. So here is Norm Seaburn, 256, 8 home runs, 32 RBIs. Stewart with the windup and pitch to Seaburn. And Seaburn, the liner, no, right at Phillips, one away. And here's Charlie Lau, the famous batting coach, catcher for the Orioles, 295, 2 home runs, 18 RBIs. Not many at bats, only 132. Stewart looks in, and the windup to Charlie Lau. And that's going to fly ball to left. Henderson waits, makes the catch, 2 outs. Here is Luis Aparicio. Sent one to the track his first time. It would have been a home run. So with 2 outs, Stewart looks in with the windup and pitch to Aparicio. And he lines to first. McGuire gets it, and we go to the bottom of the third. Orioles nothing, A's nothing. We're playing here, top. We're playing Sports Time Machine here. We are playing in the World Cup, Major League Baseball 2025, the Oakland A's 1989, and the 1965 Baltimore Orioles. Games are played at Yankee Stadium since they are the number one seed in this group. So, bottom three with the A's, it will be Gallego, followed by Henderson and Phillips. Pappas on the mound, the windup and pitch to Gallego. And Gallego ground the short. Aparicio gobbles, throws him out, and there's one away. Here is Ricky Henderson. Singled his first time up. Lau puts down the sign. Pappas from the windup and the pitch. That will be a ground ball to second. Back at Adair. Does he get it? Yes, he does. Throws him out. Adair, another nice play. 2 outs in the third. Here's Tony Phillips. 262 hitter, 4 home runs, 47 RBIs. Pappas looks in, gets the sign. Here is the pitch to Tony Phillips. Phillips ground ball is short. Aparicio's got it, and we played 3 innings. The A's have the only base hit. It's Orioles nothing, A's nothing. Head to the top of the fourth inning, group stage. This is round. This is Group One, Game Two of this group. We'll now go into the top of the fourth inning as we'll scoop back the gameplay. Now here's Russ Snyder. Snyder grounded as first time up. Stewart looks in and the windup. And that will be a ground ball to first. McGuire gets it, steps on the bag, one away. Here's Brooks Robinson. He grounded out his first time up. Stewart looks in and the windup to Brooks Robinson. And that's going to be a base hit. First base of the ball game for the Birds. It's Brooks Robinson. So here's Booth, all 0 for 1 with the flyout. He's definitely a double play candidate. Stewart from the stretch, runner on first, 1 out, and Robinson was trying to get a jump, but Stewart kept him close. That's a -5 combination, so Robinson doesn't have a lot to run on. Stewart from the stretch. Here's the pitch. That will be a line drive. No, it's caught by Phillips, one away, or 2 outs. Here's Paul Blair, 0 for 1. Steinbach puts down the sign. Stewart in control. Only giving it one hit through 3 2/3. Here's the pitch to Blair. Blair, fly ball to left. Ricky there makes the catch. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Baltimore nothing, Oakland nothing. So now here's Jose Canseco, followed by Barker and McGuire, Bass Brothers, 1989. Jose is 0 for 1 in the ball game, lined out. Pappas on the mound for the Orioles. Here's the windup and pitch to Canseco. Canseco is a drive, deep left center field, looking up, and it's gone. So Jose Canseco homers the left center field, and the Oakland A's lead it 1-0. So Canseco going, gone, goodbye. So now here's Parker, struck out his first time up. Lau puts down the sign. Pappas with a windup and pitch. And that's going to be a struck him out, one away. Here's McGuire. 3 strikeouts for Pappas so far. Pappas looks into the big right-handed bat monster Mac. Here's the pitch to McGuire. McGuire, that's a fly ball left field. Tough play for Belfry. Lets it drop in for a base hit. Did not get a good jump. So Belfry, not a good jump. McGuire is on with 1 out. Now here is Steinbach. Wow, puts down the sign. Pappas now working from the stretch. 1-0 Oakland, bottom fourth, 1 out, pitch to Steinbach. Here's the pitch. Fly ball to center. Blair is there. 2 outs. Here's Dave Henderson. Struck out his first time up. McGuire on at first. Not he is being held. Lau puts down the sign. Pappas working from the stretch, working at a very fast pace. Here's the pitch to Henderson. And that's going to be a pop to first, picked up by Powell, and that's it. We played 4, but Canseco gets him on the board. 1-0 Oakland. We head to the fifth. So fifth inning of group stage, the A's lead the Orioles by the score of 1-0. And now we'll head back. And now here is Kurt Belfry. Walked his first time up on only 2 bases for Stewart so far. Stewart with the windup and pitch to Belfry. And Belfry ground ball the second. Easy play by Phillips. Throws him out one away. And here's Jerry Dare. 0 for 1 so far. Stewart looks in. Big windup pitch to Adair. And that's going to be a struck him out. Strikeout number one for Stewart is first. Here's Seaburn. 0 for 1. Stewart looks in with the signs and gets it. Here is the pitch from Stewart. And that's going to be a ground ball to short. Another nice play by Gallego. Throws him out. And Dave Stewart's given 5 one-hit innings. Bottom of the fifth coming up. It's Oakland 1, Baltimore nothing. Lansford followed by Gallego and Henderson. Lau puts down the sign. Pappas looks in. Here's the pitch to Lansford. Lansford, fly ball to left, just missed it. Belfry is there, makes the catch one away. Now here is Mike Gallego, grounded out his first time up. Lau puts down the sign. Pappas from the windup and the pitch. That's going to be a line drive, and he has to sit the rest of the game. Now that's where I changed things. Darryl Strawberry got hurt for a multiple length games. He's got to come back for the Mets, as I'm going to change this to game only injuries because the teams have to play full to be in this tournament. I want everyone to play and play that they're 100%. You get hurt for the game, that's fine. So Gallego will come out, probably Walt Weiss. Now here's Ricky Henderson now with 2 outs in the fifth. Pappas with the windup and pitch to Henderson. And that's going to be a pop up to first. Powell with the catch, and we played 5 here in New York. 1-0 Athletics. We head to the sixth. So now the new shortstop will be Walt Weiss. So Weiss comes in the game. He didn't play a ton this season after a rookie of the year in '88, 236 at bats, high E rating with being a 3. So we go to the sixth. Lau followed by Aparicio and Snyder. Stewart looks in with a big leg kick and the pitch to Charlie Lau. Davia struck him out, so strikeout for Lau, one away. 1 out in the sixth. Stewart struck out 2, only got 1 hit and 1 walk so far. Aparicio 0 for 2. Stewart looks in, signed by Steinbach. Here's the pitch. Will be a pop up the third. Lansford with the catch, and there's 2 outs. Here's Russ Snyder. He's 0 for 2, a couple ground outs. Stewart looks in, gets the sign from Steinbach. Here's the pitch to Russ Snyder. And that's going to be a line drive to third. Gets it, and that's it. 6 one-hit innings for Dave Stewart. 1-0 Oakland. We head to the bottom of the sixth inning. So bottom of the sixth inning. It's a fun one here. Again, this is group stage. Game panel is the Mets and Phillies. That is from earlier. That was the number 2 seed Mets and the number 5 seed Phillies. So here is Tony Phillips, 0 for 1 with a walk. Pappas looks in. Here's the pitch to Phillips. This will be a pop up to first. Powell with the catch, and there's 1 away. Canseco. And these are basically the greatest teams of MLB for each franchise. There are some decisions I had to make. I don't have the 27 Yankees. I have the 61. Didn't want them in this. I want to at least use a super advanced team so I can use all use the ballpark and clutch and everything else. Also, that played a factor too. So I had the 70 Orioles. Don't have the new version with the ballpark effects. That makes a difference. I would have taken that team in a hurry. That would have changed the perfection of the group, that for sure. Pappas on the mound, 1 out in the sixth. He'll pitch to Canseco, has the only long ball of the game, homered in the fourth. Here's the pitch to Jose. And that's going to be a strikeout. So Pappas gets one on the inside corner. The umpire rings him up. 2 outs in the sixth for Parker, who's 0 for 2. Parker has struck out twice. Pappas looks in, gets the sign from Wow, and the pitch to the Cobra. And that's good. Ground ball to third. Picked up by Robinson. Throws him out. And 3 up, 3 down. Go to the A's. Let's go to the top of the seventh. Oakland 1, Baltimore nothing. Top of the seventh here at Yankee Stadium. Again, Yankee Stadium is the host of group stage in this round. In the group stage here in the A group. Top 7, it'll be Robinson, Powell, and Blair. 1 for 2 is Brooks. 0-1-0 for the Orioles. 1-3-0 for the A's. Steinbach puts down the sign. Stewart with the windup and pitch to Brooks. And that'll be a struck him out. Third strikeout of the game for Dave Stewart. Here's Boog. 0 for 2. Steinbach puts down the sign. Stewart with the windup and pitch. And that's going to be a walk to Boot Powell. Now, what do the Orioles do? Here's Blair. He's 0 for 2. Powell not going anywhere, not being held. Stewart from the stretch now, pitching to Blair in the pitch. That will be a line drive pick, a base hit for base it up the middle. Powell will go to second. He has to stay. Henderson gets the ball back in, and the Orioles have first and second with one out for Kurt Belfry. So Belfry comes up, two on and one out, left-handed hitter with power. Stewart takes a breather. This could be tough. First and second, one out. The A's do got a great bullpen. Lefty hitter, righty, Seaburn. You know what? This is going to be Tony La Russa calling here. So Tony La Russa comes on out, and he'll come out, and does he get him in the seventh? Let's bring in Rick Honeycutt. So Rick Honeycutt will come in, a lefty dazzler. Again, the rule, you don't have to pitch the three batters, I don't believe. So first and second, one out. Belfry comes in. He'll pitch to a lefty here, a righty, and a lefty, and again another lefty. So Steinbach on the mound, Honeycutt from the stretch, first and second, one out, and the pitch. That'll be a strikeout for Honeycutt. There's two outs. So now here's Jerry Adair, 0 for 2, hits righties much better than lefties, a righty type guy. Honeycutt from the stretch, first and second, two out. A's trying to work their way out of things. And the pitch, ground ball to third. Lansford goes to second the short way. Sides retired, and the Orioles strand two. We go to the second stretch. Oakland 1, Baltimore nothing. Get up and stretch. So the A's 1 run on 3 hits, while the Orioles no runs on 2 hits. Let's look at the stats real quick. Pappas, 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. It's earned, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Stewart went 6 and a third, not happy about it. 2 hits and 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Managers are going to manage much differently, knowing this is basically a 5-game series you're playing, and you have to finish at least first and second to guarantee your spot in the knockout. And they also have to get enough runs if they finish third. So the A's team, only with 1 run through 7 innings, is not going to impress a lot of people. The Phillies, again, the Philly Met game was another one of these too. So again, go and watch it. So we now go to the bottom of the seventh. McGuire followed by Steinbach and Henderson against Milt Pappas. Lau behind the plate puts down the sign. Pappas with a windup and pitch to McGuire. That is going to be a ground ball. The second, that's a dare. Got it. Throws him out one away. Good play by Jerry Dare. One out in the seventh for Steinbach. He's 0 for 2. Ground out and a fly out. Pappas gets a sign from Lau. Here's the pitch to Steinbach. And that's going to be a strikeout for, again, by Pappas, his fifth of the ball game. And here's Dave Henderson, 0 for 2 and 2 outs, 1-0 Oakland. Pappas nods, looks in. Lau puts down the sign and the pitch to Henderson. That will be a ground ball to third. Robinson's got it, throws him out, and we played 7 here in the Bronx. 1-0 Oakland goes to the top of the eighth inning. So, top of the eighth inning in a barn burner matchup. It will now be Seaburn, Lau, and Aparicio. Honeycutt will stay and finish the eighth. This is his opportunity with all the lefties here. Unless Baltimore decides to make him move, again, we'll make sure it's set up the right way. The Orioles are set up to go against the computer, so we'll let them make their moves here. Let's see if they make anything. Let's see if the Orioles got anything. This is a DH and Seaburn. They got 3 guys who can mash lefties. They got Brown, Bowers, and Belanger actually hits lefties quite well. Probably the best year of his career. Oh, he only had 3 at bats. Never mind. He won't be in. He probably won't get in this. So they either got Bowers, who had 203 at bats. Not much there. Brown hit 231, 250 at bats as the backup catcher. So you probably don't use him. Let's see what happens here. Seaburn, a lefty. Rick Honeycutt in the eighth. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a deep drive to right field. Can Canseco get it? Gone in the bleachers in right field, and we're tied at 1. So Norm Seaburn goes lefty matchup, hits a bomb in the Yankee Stadium bleachers, and it's 1-1. So Charlie Lau, the batter. 1-1 ball game in the eighth as Seaburn goes gone, goodbye. So now Steinbach puts down the sign. Honeycutt with the windup and pitch to Lau. That's going to be a walk. So now Honeycutt having some issues. Here's Aparicio. Now this is where you have to be careful. Honeycutt from the stretch. Aparicio steps in. Runner on first and nobody out. And they put Belanger in to play short. Again, 3 at-bats during the regular season. He goes in and plays short. So Honeycutt from the stretch. Here's the pitch. And they go for the bunt. It's a good one by Honeycutt. Picks it up, throws him out. One away. Belanger moves to second with one away. So the Orioles trying to manufacture this run. Here's Snyder. He's 0 for 3. Brooks, then Powell on deck. Steinbach puts down the sign. Honeycutt from the stretch. Here's the pitch. And that's a line drive. Oh, what a play there by Canseco. It was a ballpark home run. Belanger will go to third, and there's 2 outs. So now with Brooks Robinson, the batter, in the 8th inning, the A's will probably go to a new pitcher. We'll see what righty is available. Probably G. Nelson. And let's see, not the super sick bullpen you remember them as. So Nelson comes in, pitches to Brooksy, runner on third, 2 outs, 1-1 ball game. Eckersley in the bullpen. He'll probably come in and pitch tonight. Steinbach puts down the sign. Nelson from the stretch. Big pitch in this ball game. And that's going to be a base hit for Brooks Robinson, and the Orioles take a 2-1 lead. So the Baltimore Orioles, the 5th seed, the 65 Birds, take a 2-1 lead. And now here's Boog Powell 0 for 2 with a walk. Now this becomes a little bit of a problem. Nelson not as good versus lefties. Nelson from the stretch and the pitch. And that's going to be a struck him out. Big pitch there. Milt Pappas comes in the bottom of the 8th. Baltimore 2 and the A's 1. Baltimore 2 runs on 4 hits. The A's 1 run on 3 hits. Bottom of the 8th. Baseball group stage. This is MLB World Cup 2025. Now the A's are a little bit in trouble. Here is Lansford, followed by Weiss and Henderson. So Pappas looks in, and the windup to Carney. And base hit for Carney. That's a big hit. Gets the leadoff man on. Weiss batting for the first time. Orioles playing the corners in case the A's want to manufacture. They can. He's a bunting A. Look for the bunt. So let's go get the bunt here. Weiss, a left-handed batter against Pappas. Here comes the bunt, lays it down. It's a good one. Lansford the second, and the A's got the tying run, is over in scoring position. And now it's up to Ricky Henderson. 1 for 3, single back in the first. Brown is the new catcher now. So he's behind the plate. Let's see if the Orioles made any other moves. It didn't. So Brown's the new catcher. Brown puts down the sign. Pappas from the stretch. Runner on second and 1 out. Pitch to Henderson. And they'll go to Darrell Knowles, a former Oakland Athletic, too. So Knowles comes in. Knowles on that season 0-1 and 8. Ooh, a 9 ERA. 14 hits over 15 innings. Talk about the age of throwing it away. Hang on. I may have to regroup that move. Let's do it here. Let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and peek my head in. Let's call it back. So let's let Weiss put down the bunt again. That shouldn't be a problem. He he beat it out. So we're gonna have to do it again. Son of a snitch. Let's go ahead and redo it again. Walt Weiss will now lay down the bunt again. Let's see if he lays it down. He does. Runner to second. All right. Now I will make the pitching move. I'm not bringing Darrell Knowles in this situation. A lefty too. He's a 9R. What a Oh boy, that makes me mad when they do that. So now let's go probably Stu Miller here. Let's see. Barber is a starter. McNally a starter. Dick Hall, somebody 80, that's what, 84, 94 innings. He's 2R. So Dick Hall, they've got arms in this bullpen. Hall and Miller are good. So let's go ahead and make that move. So Dick Hall comes out. Now if Lansford gets ahead, I don't mind. Runner on second, 1 out. Here we go. Brown puts down the sign. Hall from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Ricky. And that's going to be a fly ball. That's a fly ball to center. Foul ball, fly to center. Blair comes in, makes the catch. Lansford holds 2 outs. Tony Phillips 0 for 2 with a walk. Now the A's kind of look at their bullpen. Do they have anybody else on this bench? 336 looking at OPS numbers. Ken Phelps, who was originally going to DH in this game, and that's Phillips. The problem is you need a second baseman. They have Hubbard on the bench. Not a grand way to go out. And they'll go to Ken Phelps. So Ken Phelps will bat. Try to see he can find lightning in a bottle. 242 hitters, 7 home runs, 29 RBIs. Brown puts down the sign. Hall from the stretch. Runner on second, 2 outs, and the pitch. 4-7 line drive caught by Powell ends the inning. So Glenn Mother Hubbard will go in and play second base. So he's the second baseman. Now the question is, you don't leave Nelson out there to stink it up. We're now in the ninth. The Orioles 2-4-0. The A's 1-4-0. See who bats for the Birds. It's going to be a righty, lefty, righty. Now, do you want to give him Eckersley right now to keep it close? Or do you want somebody else? Again, not as strong as you'd want. Let's see. Trying to make the best choice decision here. You have to use all 4 starters for this series. So someone's going to have to pitch game 4. That's where you look at this team and you put Kurt Young out early so you can finish with Moore and Welch, or Storm Davis better. Storm Davis played a full year too with high ERA. A's kind of a problem. We'll go to Eck here. So Eck will come on out. A's want this win. So here comes Dennis Eckersley, 4-0, 1.56 ERA, 32 hits, 58 innings, 5 home runs given up. So he's got some power. Absolutely nothing versus left-handers. So Blair comes absolutely nothing versus right-handers, I should say. Steinbach puts down the sign. Eckersley looks in, and here's the wonky delivery. 1-6, ground ball to third. Good play there. Blair had a good chance. Lansford throws him out, 1 out in the ninth. And now here's Kurt Belfry, 0 for 2 with a walk. Eck does give up power versus lefties. Ouch. I don't think I've ever seen this card. Steinbach puts down the sign. Eckersley looks in. Here's the pitch to Belfry. Belfry, ground ball to first, picked up by McGuire. 2 outs in the ninth. And now we go to Jerry Adair, 0 for 3, probably staying in for his defense. Eckersley looks in, the little wonky delivery, and the pitch to Adair. And that's a fly ball to center. Dave Henderson is there, makes the catch. We head to the ninth. We'll see if the Orioles can hold on. 2-4-0 for Baltimore, 1-4-0 for the A's, and the right reliever is in for Baltimore. Stu Miller, the closer, 14-7, 24 saves, 1.89 ERA. And it will be Monster Mash. It'll be Canseco, Parker, McGuire, bottom nine. It's what you want. So here's Canseco, 1 for 3, long home run back in the fourth. Brown puts down the sign. Miller looks in, and the windup to Canseco. And line drive to Canseco. He'll be down for the rest of the game. If it goes extra innings, they'll need a backup right fielder. Here's Parker. He's 0 for 3. Brown puts down the sign. Miller looks in. 1 out in the ninth. A's trying to avoid an upset here. Here's a pitch to Parker. And Parker, line drive in the gap over Blair's head. Parker will go the second with the double. Parker no longer's got wheels. So now the A's will probably go. They're gonna miss Canseco. So if they tie this game up, it's probably gonna have to be Stan Javier to come in the game. So let's see who else they have that can run. A 15 for Lance Blankenship, and now not Hassey. That's where I would want him in there. So Lance Blankenship will come in and be the pinch. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. So let's do it again. Sorry about that. Lance Blankenship will run for Parker. He'll stay in as the DH if needed. 15 runs, so Parker's off the field. McGuire 1 for 3. The A's have a tying run at second. McGuire could be the go-ahead run at the plate. Miller from the stretch gets the sign, pitch to McGuire, and that will be a ground ball to second. Adair looks it in the glove, throws him out, and Blankenship should go to third. Runner on third, two outs. The A's are 90 feet from tying it, or they're one out away from going 0 and 1. Here's Steinbach. Now you look at Hasse here, and we'll see if Hasse's numbers are any better than Steinbach here. 251, 268, 244, 262. So Steinbach gets on base more, but Hasse has better power. So Hasse will come in and pinch hit for so their bench is going to be wasted. Hasse will pinch hit for Steinbach. Javier is still on the bench. He'll go in and play right field if this goes extra innings. So Ron Hasse, a 228 hitter, 5 home runs, 23 RBIs. Again, Stu Miller, the right-hander, looks in. Runner on third, two outs, and the pitch. That is going to be strike him out on the inside corner, and the Orioles will live and play again. They get a huge win in this tournament. So the Orioles win it 2 runs on 4 hits and no errors. The A's 1 run on 5 hits. Milt Pappas goes 7 1/3. Dick Hall comes in as my guy at 2/3 of an inning. Then Stu Miller pitches the remaining inning, 1 hit, 1 strikeout, gets the first save. Honeycutt draws the loss as he pitched an inning, a third, 1 hit, 2 runs, 2 earned, gave up the long ball home run, and that was to Norm Seaburn. Nelson pitched a third inning, 1 hit. Eckersley went 1 inning, and that was all, folks. As the Orioles defeat the Athletics, they'll go to 1-0, while the Oakland A's are going to be 0-1. Let's now see if I can find out what's happened here. I don't have anything for standings still, but that was a good little thing there. So let's go ahead and get to the end of the game, and then we'll tell you. We want to try to finish the group. So next game that you'll probably see on the channel, hopefully tomorrow. My guess is going to it will be 1 versus 5. So the Yankees will be home. They'll take on the Philadelphia Phillies as the Yankees' first matchup. Phillies have played earlier, and then the second matchup is the Mets and A's. So the Orioles do have the bye in round two. So far, both Mets played earlier on the channel. The A's have a loss. So this will be a big game for the Athletics to try to get a game back, but you're going against a very tough New York Met pitching staff. Say my goodbyes. Thank you so much. Hope they tie. No, no, unfortunately, no ties were going to be allowed. I read somewhere about having ties. I said, no, I can't do ties. If it goes extra innings, it goes extra innings. There's no ghost runner. So the Orioles will defeat the A's. They'll be 1-0. The A's are going to be 0-1. So good ball game all around. 5 people in here. If I have 5 people and get 5 likes, that would be nice. Thank you for the 2 people who gave me the likes earlier. Again, for those who have not watched the first video, I can kind of go over what we have so far. So again, in Group One are going to be will be the 89 A's, the 1998 Yankees, the '08 Phillies, the 86 Mets, and the 65 Orioles. 2 games have played. Yankees did have the bye. Then in Group Two will be the Marlins, the 75 Reds, the 18 Red Sox. That is a barn burner. Then that will be the '05 White Sox and the 71 Pirates. In Group Three, it's the 98 Padres, 95 Braves, 95 Indians, followed by the 68, or say 67 Cardinals, and then the 2010 Giants. Group four is the 2017 Astros, being the 93 Blue Jays. It'll be the Washington Nationals. It'll be in four. It'll be the 2002 Angels and the 82 Brewers in Group Five. The top seed, Seattle Mariners, 2001. They'll be with 97 Tampa. They'll be with 80. Start trying again. 2008 Tampa Bay, 2001 Arizona. That will also include 2007 Colorado, so not a lot of oomph there. And then the last team to qualify for who did? Oh, it's 1965 Dodgers. So not a lot of oomph in Group Five for sure. And then Group Six, it'll be the Cubs, who are 2000. That will be in 2016, 2023 Texas, 1984 Detroit. That will be the Royals of 2015 and the Twins of 1991. So again, not a lot of oomph in that league either, but there is enough to have some fun with. Again, thank you folks for all being here. I appreciate had three at least still in the room, had two likes so far. So appreciate you smash the like on your way out. And tomorrow we will show the remaining part of Group One. We'll probably play the Yankees taking on the Phillies. Again, go watch on the channel is the Phillies and Mets. They debuted today. That also you can go ahead and fast forward to the game itself, as I did the selection process, beginning part of the movie. So beginning part of the game. So thank you, folks. We'll talk to you again. This is Sports Time Machine, a late night here, but a little later for you guys. Talk to you soon as the World Cup 2025 is underway. We'll talk to you later.